Hi everyone. I've set this up as a bit of a trial run for you so you can see what it will look like all semester as we do the lectures. So there will always be slides and then an audio that you can listen, which will hopefully clarify any of the content on the slides. So in this case, I'm going to tell you a little more about my teaching. On the left is a cut from a famous painting, School of Athens, and in the center here are Plato and Aristotle. We're going to focus a bit on Aristotle's ethics as the semester goes on. And then on the right side, obviously, hopefully, is a Shakespeare, and I just included it as a emphasis that I do have an interest in literature and think that there's a lot of philosophical value in a lot of literature, including Shakespeare. All the time. Okay, these two slides are really just a bit of getting to know me better. So I actually do not live in New Jersey. I used to, which is how I began teaching at Atlantic Cape, but I have moved to Las Vegas to be closer to family, which hopefully explains the previous slide. As a practical point for you guys, this does mean that I'm not available in town, so you won't be able to meet with me at all throughout the semester, but as it's an online class, I don't think that you would expect to. In general, I'm pretty good about checking my email, so if you don't hear back from me within a day or two, feel free to write again. And then this slide is a bit of a joke, because of course when you tell people that you live in Las Vegas, they think that you're on the strip all the time going to the clubs and whatnot, but I'm not. I am mostly home with my family, and when I do go out, as this slide shows, it's pretty much to watch some kind of comic movie or go see a Shakespeare play somewhere. So my big adventures are things like the Utah Shakespeare Festival, which actually is fantastic, but not exactly a Las Vegas activity. These are two quick points that people often have questions on, so hopefully I can clarify them right away and we won't have any trouble with that. The first one is that I will often, within a particular thread that I've started in the discussion board, have a variety of questions in there. Maybe it will be something like, if you agree, then what about this? Or if you disagree, then what about this? Or can you provide an original example to strengthen or weaken a certain view? I want to emphasize that you do not need to reply to every component of a question in a discussion thread. If my original discussion post has 3 or 4 questions in it, you should feel free to just select one to discuss. Similarly, if the discussion thread has maybe gotten off on a little bit of a tangent and one of the other students has introduced a question that you're interested in, you're welcome to just respond to that discussion post, to that student's question that has been raised, and not worry about the original questions that began the discussion thread. Similarly, you definitely do not need to reply to every discussion thread. I'll generally try to do around 5, maybe 4 or 6 for each discussion board. But remember, your goal is 100 points. So if your posts are getting 50 points each, which is the most, then you only need to do 2 posts in order to receive 100 for that week's discussion. If you have something that you really want to participate, feel free to post more. If you're nervous that your posts are not getting the full 50 points, then feel free to always do a 3rd post as like a just in case. But remember, the goal is not participating as much as is possible. The goal is good content. If your ideas are interesting, then that's going to really help. So strive for 50-point posts, and then you can just think about only making 2 or 3 of them, not necessarily replying to every thread.